The Fishfam is a family channel we have not talked about on this channel before. At least I don't think. They've definitely never had their own like dedicated video. Maybe I've made a mention of them because they have been associated with Jake Paul in the past, which, oh, so weird. We're gonna get into it. But the Fishfam YouTube channel consists of parents Kyler and Madison. These two live in Utah with their 5 kids, and they actually used to live in California and got a big online following with their twin identical daughters. They made a lot of videos with them, and they also made videos with Jake Paul. They were kind of affiliated with Team 10, and that is so weird to me, but it's true. It's kind of how I found out who they were and started like being able to recognize like, oh, those are those twin girls, because they were in a lot of Jake Paul content and they were doing a lot of content together. Now, the twins weren't just in Jake Paul content, they were also on television. They were in a soap opera called Days of Our Lives, and they were used as the twins in Pretty Little Liars. If you guys ever watched that, they were Emily and Allison's twins. So clearly they wanted a career for their kiddos. And obviously, if you have identical twins, that is what the movie and television industry is looking for, because kids can only work for so long. So a lot of the time they like to hire identical twins because when one baby needs to take a break, they can use the other baby. So it definitely makes filming a lot easier. Everyone doesn't have to take a break. They can just take turns with the babies. So that's what Kyler and Madison were doing in the beginning of their career. But now they don't just have their twins. They had 3 more kids since the beginning of their channel, and they are mainly focusing on YouTube these days. And Kyler is also focusing on a music career. They're also extremely close with the LeBrant family and make a ton of content with them. Even though they've since moved away from each other, since the LeBrants are in California and Kyler and Madison have moved away and they're in Utah, but they've stayed extremely close and actually always have been. Madison and Savannah have known each other for years apparently, so now their kids are close. But much like the LeBrant family, this family has faced some controversy. And I don't know what was in the air this 4th of July, but Kyler seemed like he was pretty upset with how people weren't feeling patriotic, and he wanted to vent about it this 4th of July. So we're talking about it because I couldn't believe what he said, and a lot of other people couldn't believe what he said. So with the state of the things in the US right now, people were not feeling celebratory this 4th of July. I know it's past the 4th of July now, but this video is 4th of July oriented because of Kyler's post from the 4th of July. Bear with me, you guys. This is going to be a very topical video. We're talking about serious things here. Oof, my goodness. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys already know how I feel about this topic and how I feel about people that are not supportive of women having rights over their own bodies. Like, come on now. That's not even the only reason why people were not feeling patriotic this year. There's a whole list, honestly, but 4th of July is typically a day to celebrate freedom and be extremely patriotic and wear red, white, and blue and wave the flag and have burgers and hot dogs and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, most people were not feeling that enthused for multiple reasons this year. The overturning of Roe v. Wade, the fact that the Don't Say Gay bill went into effect, the endless numbers of shootings that have happened this year. Literally, there's so many things. Like, the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on, you guys. That was maybe like a little sample of the things that have people just so upset with the state of the country. And of course, you know, there's nothing wrong with celebrating the holiday because honestly, I feel like it's a family holiday at the end of the day in the US and a reason for people to get together, for people to have a cookout, do something fun for the kids, or, you know, get together as adults, like people you don't see very often, you know, just hanging out. There's nothing wrong with wanting to celebrate the 4th of July this year, any year. Honestly, there's really nothing wrong with it. So before anyone gets mad, I'm not hating at anybody that celebrated the 4th of July. Like, I went to the beach, you guys. I wasn't like, you know, waving the American flag. But if you celebrated, great. Let me know what you guys did. This video is not about hating on anybody that celebrated the 4th of July. This is about what Kyler posted on Instagram, which we are getting into. But as I'm talking about it, I'm also talking about my feelings on why people weren't feeling very patriotic and why I think it's rude of people who were hating on people who didn't want to celebrate, because if someone wasn't feeling patriotic, they weren't feeling patriotic. Hello, it's really like not that hard to wonder why people weren't feeling patriotic at the state of the country right now. But of course, this is what got the Fishfam in trouble. So Kyler posted on his Instagram saying, If you hate the 4th of July, you should leave the country and never return. We over here just don't give a damn what you think otherwise. Y'all remember how lucky we are to be free. Happy Independence Day. God bless the America. Literally so embarrassing. This whole post is so embarrassing to me. To say as a white man in America, when there are people no longer alive because of events from literally the 4th of July. There were a lot of things that happened on the 4th of July this year that are really terrible, really traumatic, and just unfortunately things that happen very often here in the US, and it's very upsetting to a lot of people. It's also why a lot of people weren't feeling very patriotic this year. Literally, people lost their lives on the 4th this year, and it's part of this ever-growing issue in the US where people don't feel safe when they leave their homes, and people don't feel safe at the grocery store, the movies, at a parade, at a school. It's ridiculous. And yes, I'm aware these are controversial topics we are talking about today, but these things are true and it's important that they're talked about. And as for Kyler, he's a man with 5 young kids. People felt like he should be ashamed to have posted this because truthfully, people weren't hating on the 4th of July. People were like, F the 4th of July. Like, I hate that holiday. People are just not happy with the state of the country right now. And they weren't feeling like what the holiday is supposed to stand for. And of course, if you wanted to, and you were feeling patriotic, good for you. But you know, to hate on somebody else, that's just so, it just didn't seem like he understood why people were feeling this way. And even if he did understand, he clearly didn't agree with why they didn't want to celebrate America. A lot of people were commenting under this post saying that he should be embarrassed because he has 3 daughters and he's talking like this. And with the recent overturning of Roe v. Wade, this isn't just a one topic issue. This affects all women, women who want to be pregnant, women who are struggling with fertility. This affects so many people. Anyone who can get pregnant is affected by this. And for Kyler to be one of the people to say, if you don't like it, then leave, that's an extremely privileged place to be in. A man who makes millions of dollars every single year off of his children being on camera is telling us that if we don't like living here, we should just leave. I'm sure it's so easy for him to say that because he probably loves his life sitting on his high horse, millions of dollars in his pocket. He's proud of his life. He shows it off for the whole world to see on the internet nearly every single day, on Instagram, all these social media platforms. He shows off his house, the nice stuff that he buys, his cars, fancy events that he goes to, vacations he gets to take. I think the issues going on in America right now are truly about whether or not people are willing to look out for more than just themselves. People need to consider other people's situations. It's so easy to say what you would do, especially if you're in a place of privilege. But I think a lot can be solved if other people try to put themselves in other people's shoes more often. Not everyone has the ability or the resources that can help them be able to travel abroad and leave, you know? He says it as if everybody has the same money in their pockets as him, like they have the ability to be able to move their entire lives somewhere else. Not everybody has that kind of money or that access to money or access to resources to get them somewhere else, to make them feel just as free as Kyler feels. Some people have to live where they live currently and be in the situation that they're in right now, and they are mourning their rights because they don't have any other options, because they don't have money like you, Kyler. I just don't understand how it's like not going through people's minds that not everybody has it the same way that you do, and we just have to consider what other people are going through. Like, I've seen it a lot. A lot of people in New York and a lot of people in California have been protesting, and a lot of the comments have been like, why are they protesting? Their rights aren't being taken away because their states aren't affected. Well, it's because they want to protest because this is not something that's like, oh, well, I'm okay, bye. No, it's about caring for everyone, caring for more than just yourself. You know? The real point is that shouldn't even have to be a thought that people have to seek living somewhere else for rights, for their own rights over their own bodies, to make choices about their own lives. They shouldn't have to leave the country, especially when there's a holiday about freedom. Like, come on now. He's talking about how lucky we are to be free. The land of the free doesn't feel so free, and a lot of people can agree, and that's the saddest part. I feel like a lot of people's eyes have been opened since the pandemic about ongoing issues in this country. And obviously a lot of people have known about these issues, but I feel like during the pandemic, all the protests, everything, a lot of people woke up. And it's a shame if people choose to turn away from these ongoing problems and decide to be selfish, hate on those upset with the state of things. That gets us nowhere and only causes more of a divide when women's rights and so much more shouldn't even be a question in people's minds. That shouldn't be dividing the country at all. But people aren't even hating on the 4th of July. Like I said, people are just frustrated and sad about how things are. But of course, Kyler's saying what he said, and all in all, I wanted to talk about this because people had a lot to say on Instagram in his replies, and honestly, I wanted to speak on it too. But here's what some people said. Them some harsh words you used just because you have it all good there. Some people who are not as fortunate as you are. You have 3 daughters and are celebrating a country that just took their rights away. Father of the year, everyone. Don't hate the 4th, but I do hate what's being done in the country. We're not all free, but happy 4th, I guess. Sorry, Kyler, but this is not it. Very privileged, rich, white man telling people if you're not happy with where the country is right now to just leave. With all due respect, that sounds incredibly ignorant and apathetic. Hard to agree on that when half the country is not free to have a choice on their own bodies. I'm not happy I'm here either, but sadly I can't leave. So yeah, I'll stay here advocating for minorities. Thanks anyway though. Who's free? Glad you think what's happening right now is okay. Really sad. So I definitely want to know what you guys think about all of this, because he started a real controversy in his comment section. People were definitely coming for him. A majority of the comments were saying they were disappointed that he was saying something like this, that they actually really like their family channel, but him doing all this, not it. He even got on his Instagram story to say a little something.
What's up, everybody? Just want to jump on here real quick and say happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, guys. Today is not about it's not about some of the social issues we're dealing with right now as a country, what we're fighting about. It's not about the president of the United States and who he is or whatever. It's not about any of that. It's about our freedom. We're lucky to live in this country. Yeah, we have some things we got to work out for sure. I agree. But today is about how lucky we are. Remember that, guys.
So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know I went on a rant today, but this is a topic I'm passionate about, and well, not saying sorry about it. So I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.